So a background process is a program that is running without user input. A number of background processes can be running on a multitasking operating system such as Linux while the user is interacting with the foreground processes. So some background processes, such as daemons for example, never require user input. Those are going to always run without you having to need them to run. Those are the ones that are controlling different processes, startup programs, as well as other things that our system needs to run. So to control processes, we have the background command, which is a process control command that resumes suspended processes while keeping them running in the background. So we can type and do our normal commands and administration without having to worry about those commands running. So users can run a job in the background by adding a ampersand symbol or the and symbol at the end of the command. So background puts suspended processes into the background, foreground brings processes into foreground, and jobs list processes. Let's take a look at that real quick. So let's say I want to do the sleep 60 command, which just puts my terminal to sleep for 6 seconds. Right now I can't do anything with my terminal. No matter what I type in, it's not going to free up. So I'll do Control C to get out of that. This time I'm going to do sleep 60. I'm going to put it in the background. Now I can do things and have access to it while that's running in the background. You'll even see it told me the job started running here. It gave me a job number. So if I run jobs, you'll see that the sleep 60 command's running there. Okay, I can even kill that job by running its job ID. Oops. Let's do a PS command. So now I can do kill. And you'll see the process ID here, 3564. 3564. And that job was killed. Okay. Clear my screen. Let's head back to our PowerPoint. Oops, there we go. So the foreground command moves a background job in the current shell environment into the foreground. So we can use the job ID parameter to indicate a specific job to be run in the foreground. If this parameter is not supplied, the foreground command uses the job most recently suspended, placed in the background, or run as a background job. And as we just saw, the jobs command is used to list the jobs that you're running in the background and the foreground. So the signals and processes control almost every task of the system. We get the following response at PS-EF. Okay. So when we type that in, we can see all the different processes running. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those commands we just talked about. So we talked about how we can put sleep 60 in the background with that ampersand symbol. Oops. There we go. So now it's in the background. I can do FG. And I'll actually bring it to the foreground again. This isn't going to let me use my terminal. So I can do Control C, get out of that. I can do PS-EF. Now we see a lot more processes when we run it with the EF command, right? So typically when you do the EF command, or the EF flags, you're also going to want to run it with grep. I'm going to say sleep. And we'll see there, we see the sleep command running. We're going to go ahead and kill that command using the process ID of it, which is 3630. And we see that right here. Okay, 3630. Okay, so I need to run that as root. You can see there that process was started by root. And as such, I'm not going to be able to kill it because I'm not root. Okay, let me go ahead and clear my screen here. And that process will finish in 60 seconds, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll let it finish on its own. That's how foreground and jobs. Remember, I can run jobs and it'll show different jobs running. Right now, there are no jobs running. So let's head back to our PowerPoint. Here's a small diagram of the process state and how it works. So first we have a process, it's created, the system accepts it, it's in the ready state, and then it can start running, and when it finishes, it'll get terminated and exit the processor. Or we can create the job, it gets accepted, it starts running, okay, And then we interrupt it, and it goes back to the ready state, meaning we can run it again. And then we go through that same process, running, it finishes, and it terminates, okay? Or we can have a process, it gets accepted, it's ready, it runs. We run a suspend signal, where it has to wait, and it's in the waiting state. And then as soon as the suspend signal is taken up, it can go back to the ready state and run, and then finish out, okay? Guys, this diagram actually kind of overcomplicates things. You just need to think of it simply. You know, jobs will run. When they're finished running, they're going to exit out, okay? If you're running a job, you can interrupt it or suspend it and then resume it when you want it to finish, or you can even just cancel it, okay? So this is just trying to show a diagram of how jobs run on the system. So let's talk about killing processes. There are also different signals that can be sent to kill commands. What signal you send will be determined by what results you want from the kill command. For instance, you can send the hup hang-up signal to the kill command, which will effectively restart the process. This is always a wise choice when you need the process to immediately restart. This is the case for daemons. You can get a list of the signals that can be sent to the kill command by issuing kill-L, and you'll find quite a large number of signals. And guys, I'll go ahead and show you that right now. I'm not going to go over all of them. I just want you to see it though, in case you ever forget them. The main ones we're going to look at are 9 right here, which is sig kill, okay, and 15, which is sig terminate, okay, which are the gracious and not so gracious way to kill programs. Let's head back to our terminal, or I'm sorry, our PowerPoint. So we can send the kill signal to specific processes based on the process ID, which we can find out via the jobs command or the PS command. We can find out from our PS command that the IDs we want to kill, and these are just examples that we see here below, are 3827, 3919, 10764, and 11679. So to send them kill signals, we'd issue the commands below. Kill-9 and then process IDs on these. These will kill the process immediately, okay? In case you don't want that process running anymore, this is how you would kill them. Next, guys, we're going to look at how to automate processes.